welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel. I know I have a lot of new subscribers on here from uploading to my shorts. So if you guys are going to be watching the long videos, hi, thanks for joining. So this video is just going to be a Q&A. I haven't done one in over a year. It's been a while since I've done one. So I have some questions here. I just have 10 questions. They're mostly about like motherhood and my pregnancy. So if you guys have any other questions outside of that, leave them down in the comment box below and I will answer them. But we're gonna go ahead and jump into this. So question number 1 is, what was giving birth like? I didn't say giving birth is it makes you feel empowered. It's like it comes in waves, obviously. I mean, if you've ever given birth, you know, it comes in waves, and it's like as soon as that wave is done, you're like, oh, okay, I'm good. And then it comes again and you're like, oh God, here we go. So that's pretty much what it is. You just have to ride every wave. Very empowering, especially if you do it without an epidural or pain meds, but props to you if you get an epidural. They scare me now after getting it with Grayson, so I will not be getting them anymore. But yeah. Question number 2 is, how do you manage being a stay-at-home mom to 4 kids and being pregnant? Survival mode. No, I'm just kidding. I try to stick to a schedule for the most part. Whenever we wake up, usually we eat a quick breakfast, take Jory to work, and then we go to the park for about an hour or 2, depending on how hot it is outside. Then we'll come back, they'll nap or eat lunch, and then nap and have some quiet time. I'll get some things done around the house or whatever I need to do for YouTube or TikTok or any of that, and then we just kind of play around. They have independent play usually in the afternoon, and then we go get Jory from work, and then we get ready for bed, eat dinner, bath time, all that fun stuff. But yeah, I just try to stick to a schedule as much as possible. And if you guys can hear Grayson in the background, he's wild today. So question number 3 is, how did we come up with their names? So Delta's is actually, it's like a funny story to me looking back at it. So Jory mentioned Delta to me before he left for basic training, and then probably about like 3 or 4 weeks in, not even that long. Well, that's how long it took me to get the letter. We'll say like 3 weeks into him being gone, I got a letter that said, I'm in Delta company, it's meant to be, we have to name her Delta. And I was like, oh Lord, now he's like gonna be dead stuck on that name. And it finally grew on me, and now I love the name. And then Raven, we were sitting at the dinner table with some friends, and it just came up. This was literally like 2 days before we went in to have her. Her name was something else before we changed it. I don't really remember what it was. And then someone was like, what about the name? Or someone said Raven, and I was like, oh my God, that's perfect. So we changed her name 2 days before we had her to Raven Rose, and that's how we came up with Raven. Grayson, I've always loved the name Grayson. And then one of my favorite YouTubers, her son's name is Grayson. So I was like, oh, you know, like I love that name, we should name him Grayson. And I was just stuck on that name forever. So Grayson Wiley, his middle name came from my grandpa. And then Ruthie Harleen. So to start with her middle name, Harleen came from Jory. He wanted to name her Harley because our last name is Quinn. And I was like, well, I don't really like that. So I was like, why don't we make it her middle name? And then he was like, what about Harleen? And I was like, oh, okay, we can do that as a middle name. So we did that. And then for her first name, Ruthie, honestly found it on Pinterest one day when I was scrolling through baby names, and I fell in love with it. And yeah, that is how we came up with Ruth's name. This baby's name, we are not announcing it yet. I don't know if we're going to announce it before the baby gets here or after the baby gets here. We'll just have to wait and see. But we do have a name picked out. And then question number 4, do you plan on baby wearing this baby? Yes, because that's honestly how I'm going to get things done, especially when Jory goes back to work. So since he's a truck driver, he doesn't get paid like hourly or like by like a salary or anything. He gets paid by the truckload. So if his truck's not moving, he's not getting paid. So he's only gonna be off for a week. And so yeah, whenever he goes back to work, I'm just gonna be baby wearing all the time. It's probably just what's gonna be simplest for us. But long story short, yes, I do plan on baby wearing this baby. How do you manage having me time and date nights with the hubby? Well, so usually having me time consists of having Jory sit with Grayson and Ruthie to get them to go to bed, and I'll put the girls in their room for their quiet time and for their cool down for before their bedtime. And that's usually when I have my quiet time. That's usually when I clean the house. I'll take a bath, drink a cup of coffee, and have like my me time. And then whenever he's done getting them to bed, then that's usually kind of when we just hang out and we either watch a movie. We've been binge watching Friends. This is like the second time we've binge watched Friends. But yeah, and then date nights, honestly, it's kind of hard to plan because we don't really have a babysitter. So we have someone to babysit, but she works nights and like long weeks, so it's kind of hard to like figure out her schedule with ours. So if it aligns, perfect. If it doesn't, then it just doesn't work out. And if it doesn't, then we usually have date nights at home we just order DoorDash and watch a movie. But that's usually how we have date nights and how I do my me time. And question number 6, wine or coffee? Well, considering I'm pregnant, I have to go with coffee. But if I'm not pregnant, it's usually coffee in the morning and like a glass of wine in once the babies are in bed. Sometimes, depending on if I'm in the mood for wine. Sometimes I drink it and sometimes I don't. I used to drink it a lot when we were overseas. But since I was pregnant with Grayson, I just kind of lost like my taste for alcohol. So I don't drink it as often, but I do like both. Question 7, what part of the day do you love the most? Oh, that one's hard. I would probably have to say whenever the kids help me with random household chores, especially like if we're making a dessert, brownies or cookies. I love when they help me make like a dessert of any kind. It's just really cute to see them help and try and stir everything. It's so cute. And then they love to watch the stuff bake. Like they'll literally sit in front of the oven and just watch it bake. So that's probably my favorite part. Question number 8, how do you handle mom guilt? That's a hard question. That's a real hard question. I don't really think I handle it that well, to be exact, just because I have my moments where I like have like breakdowns and I'm like, I'm a bad mom, I did this wrong, I did this wrong, I did this wrong. And it's just kind of like you have to sit there and think like, I'm not a bad mom. You know, like you're learning along with your kids. It's not like you get handed like a parent book on how to parent your kid. You know, you're growing into a mom as well when your kid grows. So you just kind of have to figure out, you know, like what works and what doesn't. And try not to blame yourself for everything because sometimes some things are out of your control. So yeah, that's not really how I handle it, but just a piece of advice. I don't really handle it that well, like I said, but I'm trying I'm getting there. I'm getting better. For a while I was really like hard on myself about it, and now not as much, so thank God for that. Question number 9. How is this pregnancy going? So far it's going pretty great. I didn't have any morning sickness. I am just extremely tired. Like, nothing helps. I could literally sleep all night and I'm still exhausted during the day. And then my blood pressure is starting to elevate. It was 128/81 at my appointment today. So hopefully it doesn't go any higher than that, but I was also in pain today. My back was hurting, so that may have contributed to that. We'll see how, sorry about the car. We'll see how that goes. And then question number 10 is, what is your must-have baby item? My must-have baby item would probably have to be a boppy pillow. They are absolutely amazing. You can nurse in them, you can feed your baby in them, whether you're nursing, your bottle feeding, or you're formula feeding, whatever you choose to do. It's so easy to feed your baby with a boppy pillow. Like, if you don't want to hold your baby like this, if you're bottle feeding, you can prop them up in the pillow and hold the bottle and feed them like that. And then also you can use it as a lounger for tummy time. There's so many options with a boppy pillow. I absolutely love it. But yeah, that is all for the questions. I only had 10 questions. Like I said, if you have any more, leave them down below. I will answer them in the comment section. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I am trying to get back to filming, but my camera lens, the part that flips up so you can see yourself, broke, so I can't really carry my camera around because it just kind of like hangs off and dangles off my camera. So I'm waiting for my what are they called, repair parts, we'll just call them that, to come in the mail. Hopefully they get here this week so I can start like actually vlogging again. But yeah, like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff, and I will see you next time.